Hi, I'm Craig from Kent Beer Reviews. Thanks for joining me for another review. Today we're down in South London, I think it's South London, West Norwood in London, from the London Beer Factory. This is their Sayers Stout. It's coming in at 4.5% ABV, and on the can it's saying 25 IBUs, although on Untapped it's saying 22, whatever. So yeah, low ABV stout, decent artwork, look at that. Bit of a boxing match going on there with a couple of guys with tattoos and all sorts of things going on there. Looks a bit like one of my local pubs. So yeah, 330ml can. It's got one of these 360 ring pulls, so the whole top comes off. I purchased this at AlesByMail. I'll put that link down below where you can get this beer. I think it's still available anyway. The only downside to this thing is there's no date on this thing at all, and there's a lot of crap on top of the ring around the side of the top of the can. So you know, a low ABV beer, even though it's a stout, I'd still like to see when it was at least giving it anything at all rather than nothing. But there you go. So let's pop this. Bang. It did go a little bit everywhere. Let me just get this glass. It actually came out the top before I even pulled the top off, so I'm not to be honest with you, I'm not sure how this beer is gonna pan out, to be honest. And that's full right to the top. It's so full that when I pulled the top off, the beer kind of exploded. So it's right to the top. So I've got to, quite carbonated. So by the look of this beer already, it's got that, certainly with the way the head is, it's a one finger just off white, very loose packed bubbles, very kind of light, so 4.5%. To the light, it's pitch black. There's a slight bit of mahogany, rubiness, cherry or plum colours coming through the bottom, but apart from that, say that part upwards, it's jet black. So let's get a nose. Very dark fruit-esque. Maybe hints of chocolate, caramel. Roasted malt, it's there, but it's a little bit subdued because of all this kind of fruitiness that I'm picking up. A little bit vinous, not too much. Let's give it a swirl and see if that improves it. Hints of chocolate, not picking up much in the way of any coffee or anything like that. Slightly sweet edge to the aroma. Smells nice anyway. Let's give it a try. Cheers. Slightly dry, slightly, definitely chocolate. Coffee is there, it's very low in the coffee. There's a nice caramel notes. There is dark fruits there. Slightly resinous with like prunes, raisins, that kind, that kind of thing. But there's a nice kind of undertone of caramel and toffee. Would I say this is an old beer? It's difficult to tell. With it being in a can, it obviously keeps for a bit longer. It's got a lot of flavour, but going into a 4.5, is it 4.5% ABV beer, you kind of know that the mouthfeel is not going to be big and gloopy and things like that. It's more of more of a session kind of stout, really. It's actually drinking a little bit more like a porter than a stout, to me anyway. But yeah, it's not too bad. It's not overly sweet. It's not overly bitter at 25 IBUs. Let's pour the rest of this in there. So there's always a little bit in. You realise how much beer you actually leave in the can when you can pull the whole top off, and then you actually realise, think, wow, I'm throwing a quarter of a mouthful, or not even that in my case, of beer away. Well, not away, but because I don't throw my cans away, but I'm a nightmare. So yeah, 330ml can, 4.5, 1.5 UK units, 25 IBUs. It's got all the information there apart from the date, which is a bit of a shame. It's okay. It's not gonna completely blow your hair off or anything. It's okay. It's got a fair bit of flavour going on for a low ABV stout. It's not too bad at all. As for rating them, for me, I'm going to give that. I was going to give it a 7.5, but I'm going to give it a 7. That's a 7 out of 10 from me. If I had a date on it, I'd probably give it a 7.5. It's not to the 8 and above A category, but it's not far off. Just a little bit. I think my taste buds have changed. Maybe a couple of years ago, or maybe when I first started reviewing, I probably would have given it a higher score, just because it would have been, wow, it's got a lot of flavour. But I've had more flavoursome stouts in the last year or so. So 7.5 out of 10 from me. This is the London Beer Factory's Sayers Stout. Right, scores on Untapped are 3.61. So that's just over what I'm giving it. Wow, yeah, it's actually not too far away from what it's just below. So yeah, 3.61 out of 1,090 ratings on Untapped, and on Rate Beer they're giving it an 81 overall and a 75 in the style. So not too bad. If you've had this beer before from the London Beer Factory, their Sayers Stout, let us know what you think. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next review. Cheers for watching.